Yes, housing deficit is one of the challenges that we face as a nation. In short, according to the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Nigeria suffers from an over 15 million housing deficit. Housing deficit poses a lot of socio-economic challenges to Nigerians, and among some of these challenges are what we call the growth of slums and illegal settlement. So you move across areas, across states like Lagos, states like Abuja, Port Harcourt. You get to see people stay under the bridge. You get to see a lot of population of Nigerians staying in slums and illegal settlements or where there are no basic amenities, and then you just see people trying to survive. It is a result of lack of proper housing that you find slums, and you find it increasing in especially places like Lagos. Another challenge, socio-economic challenge that housing deficit pose to Nigerians is what we call public health challenges. You find out that in areas where people are packed together, especially in slums where people stay together, when there is an outbreak of disease like cholera, some of these diseases spread faster in areas where people are packed together and all that. Some of the other challenges that you find are increase in urban crimes. Right, in areas where people are packed together, you find a lot of people committing crimes and all that. Even social unrest. When there are fights in some of this area, sometimes it's even very hard for our security forces to curb it and manage it. You also find challenges like loss of productive hours. The truth is that you see in places like Lagos where people have to travel from the mainland and then go to work on the island. Many times people spend time in traffic, and the time when they get to the office, they are tired because of travel time. So the next question we want to ask ourselves is, how can the government or private individuals help tackle the challenge of housing deficit in Nigeria? Number one is that there must be what we call a mass housing scheme. Our government must begin to focus on the construction of mass housing scheme, and then give access to individuals, especially low-income earners, to be able to buy this house and pay over a long period of time with low interest. Very important, please, low interest, because we have seen housing schemes where they tell you can pay for 20 years, but when you see the interest that come on it, sometimes it's discouraging to go into it. So there must be provision of mass housing scheme or construction of large houses, and then give low-income earners or Nigerians access to long payment plan with low interest. We must also begin to encourage what we call the public-private partnership. The government must come together and invite the private individuals, private developers like ourselves. Private real estate developers must begin to collaborate with the government and see how the government can provide land, title to this land, and then give these lands to private individuals to build low housing, right? Build bungalows, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom bungalows that are affordable for Nigerians to be able to buy or to be able to rent, whatever the case may be. Another thing that the government must look at is what we call the upgrade of slums, right? Instead of just demolish slums and then just leave it like that, because we have, especially in my journey in the real estate sector, I've seen some of it where the government just demolish slums and leave it like that. Instead of just demolish them, we must encourage what we call the upgrade of slums, right? So the government must be able to go into slum areas and then provide them with basic amenities like road, amenities like power supply, amenities like healthcare. Yes, healthcare facility, good water, and all that. Among these are some of the ways that we can curb or manage the challenge of housing deficit